Yeah, well, my name is Drew with the Knights of Nostalgia.
Benjamin
Ben.
from the Beer Thrillers.
You're here. You just live in this basement, don't you? I know I let you out every now and then, but
I don't have a home.
I know this is something that you love.
The political nature
personally.
of medieval Europe.
Yes, we're gonna no. Well, a certain show just ended its Hulu run after a long return.
Okay.
And I finally caught up and I watched all 10 episodes. And I'm going to assume you did too. I didn't even bank this off of you.
We're talking solar opposites?
From now on, I'm the boss, baby. Well, not the boss, baby, but I am your boss, baby.
We're talking about the Book of Boba Fett.
There's only 8 episodes.
I mean, Futurama.
Yeah.
Welcome to your new home.
Our new home.
Oh, we're back, baby.
So you've seen all 10 episodes.
Yes.
I was going to ask, you are a huge Futurama fan.
Yeah.
As far as seasons go, where do you put this?
I've never actually taken a look at
Full seasons?
broken it down at actual season by season. I think it's easier now too because this is only 10 episodes. Where even the Comedy Central run I think was I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say they were at least 15 episodes each.
And there was what, 4 seasons in Comedy Central?
I think, yeah. The movies were one movie, but they broke them into 4 episodes to make them into kind of a 16 episode season for all 4 movies.
Okay.
I'd still probably have to go back to the original Fox run. If I'm I think they actually kind of some of my favorite episodes might actually be in the 4th season, the last season of the Fox run. It had some really great episodes, I did love Devil's Hands or Idle Playthings.
You can't just have your characters announce how they feel. That makes me feel angry.
I think The Luck of the Friarish is in that.
That's a personal favorite of mine, just because that ending is great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all lies, every word of it. He wasn't original. He wasn't a Martian. He wasn't Philip Fry. And since when is he a the?
But
And I think Futurama is very consistently good. I think it takes a little bit of a quality dip during its Comedy Central run.
yeah.
And I want to say that this Hulu season sort of feels like more of that.
I would say this is better than most of the Comedy Central run.
Okay.
I honestly really only hated 1 episode of this season.
Oh, wait, let me guess. I got a list of the episodes here. 'Cause
Okay.
I watched them all, but I just want to refresh.
Yeah.
But you say you hated 1 episode.
Hated.
Okay. And I'm going to assume it's the episode I watched the last 2 episodes last night. Episode 9.
Yep.
Which was what was
Their
it called?
anthology. I forget the name
The
of it.
Prince and the Product.
Yeah.
And I found myself zoning out multiple times where I was like, what is going on?
So they got on this high horse of doing an anthology episode each season type of a thing.
Some of them are great.
The original 2 What If machines were fantastic.
The Thing Longer
Right?
episodes.
Yeah.
I hereby award you the Nobel Prize in chemistry.
The What If machines were great. I did enjoy the Rebirth one where they did a different animation style, or no, Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Where they did the Japanese anime. They did the what was the other one they did? But they were kind of ironic in a way where instead of doing fighting in the anime one, they did dancing to win the conflict. And the one where they talked about being able to see all the colors, it was in black and white.
I think that's good, but I still think it's weaker than the 2 and other
Right.
anthologies, which
agree.
I almost think that those 2 are so great that they should just stick with that format.
Yes,
and
yeah.
not
It
even-
makes you
not
wonder
even-
why they changed. The animal one was weird.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a little bit of it, but at the same time, I'm I don't and this one was the same way. They're just toys, the car bit.
Yeah, I was just sort of lost. Like I said, I kept zoning out. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait, they're doing this thing. Okay, so it's like an anthology, but the plot was sort of
They had a loose thread plot to it.
The Shell story was this weird thing where Leela was going to marry some guy.
The Prince of Time,
And they
or
do-
Prince of Space.
And they do an old-fashioned sort of joust. And it sort of felt like it was undoing the whole Fry and Leela
Right.
plot in general. She's
So-
like, I'm in love with this guy now. I
so
don't
the
know why.
episode's non-canon.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they don't tell you even in the What If machine, there's kind of that small bit that is canon where they watch themselves looking through the What If machine. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting in that. But with this one, the writers actually I think came out and said the whole episode's non-canon. because I think they realized even like the story frame to like hold like the short stories is bad because like it makes Leela look like because they've done a pretty good job this season of making Fry and Leela a straight couple, like a normal couple with, because that was one of my complaints with the Comedy Central run was a lot of like, are they, aren't they? Like in one episode, Leela and Fry are together, and then the next they're not, and then the next they are. Because like
it's fine to be wishy-washy with them as part of the story, but once you finally get there, you don't want to ever see it just undone just for the sake of one episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's like there is a long arc, but with Fry sort of winning Leela over through some of his boobery or whatever.
I will say the one of my favorite episodes though is probably the Comedy Central finale. That Meanwhile.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't ever. That's another reason why you can't ever mess with their relationship.
Yeah,
is you can't. That Comedy Central end is nearly perfect.
It is. That's the only that was one of my probably my only actual hesitation about like the show coming back was it ended on such a great note.
Yeah.
But then again, like I will say, like this season, like the Hulu season, did feel like they went maybe a little too heavy-handed on topicality. And I know that's like a big talking point in like the Futurama like fan boards and stuff, like on Reddit and whatnot.
Want more philosophical? Want more?
Well, they want
quackery science.
Right, like the old like. Here's a sci-fi element, like the Forward Time Machine only, where they have to figure out how to try and get back.
Which is a great episode. Yeah.
Right. And they did like a COVID episode. They did like a cancel episode. They did a crypto episode.
Pop culture-y stuff.
Right, like modern, like today.
Modern topics.
Yeah. And I like that's a weird. I don't know if it was just this season, but like I know in the Comedy Central run, they've done like an episode where like Fry like talks about like the Kardashians, and it's like, wait,
yeah,
that Frozen in '99. Like the other thing I think, like someone had brought this up on a message board that I read, and I actually thought it was like a natural, interesting thing, because like the last episode of the season, like all the turtles all the way down, like that theory, like that, like. Are we a simulation? Like, we could be a simulation, right?
I was going to say, I think that might be my favorite episode of the season.
It became my favorite. I was going to say before that, I Know What You Did Next, Xmas was my favorite.
I was going to say, that was my favorite until, the final episode's called All the Way Down. And strangely enough, to me, it almost felt like just a comedy version of a Black Mirror episode.
Right.
It felt very Black Mirror-ish, which is strange because they spoofed Black Mirror in the first episode.
Yeah.
With Fry watching... what was it called? It replaced the Twilight Zone.
The devil part didn't change. Prepare to see your unflattering reflection in the scary mirror.
Like one of my like small favorite episodes of the Comedy Central run was like the I can't remember the name off of it. It was like the episode title was a pun of the Boston movie with Damon and Affleck for the school, Free Will Hunting.
Oh yeah.
The name was like something like Bender Will Hunting or Bender Hunting or something like that. But anyway, it's basically Bender has an existential crisis. He goes to college, joins like a gang, goes to a monk like monastery type, all that stuff. And like those episodes I've enjoyed. Were like the Goodfellas Godfellas episode I enjoyed because like Bender's having an existential crisis type thing.
Well, doesn't Bender have an actual free will switch?
That was in the Comedy Central one, yeah.
And that was like a whole episode of like, does he have free will or not?
And like Professor says at the end, he's like, oh, I toggle the switch and nothing changes on him. Basically.
Yeah, but the switch is unlabeled, so you don't know which one's which.
Which they kind of did a similar thing with the Robot Santa this season, like when Professor goes back in time.
And even though Robot Santa was probably my second favorite episode, like I said, I don't think any episode this season was like what I'd put as S tier.
Like the best.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
I think the final episode would probably rank as maybe an A episode. Yeah. Like the second highest. With Santa maybe being a B. And then I think most of the rest I'd say are C's.
But like unlike the Comedy Central run, where every episode, except for like 5 or 6, are like I would say, so Comedy Central run, I would pretty much give like I'm doing like a report card type thing. all of Comedy Central run gets like a C.
Yeah, on average, I'd say it's over like C.
With like 3 or 4 episodes getting like a B, and like 1 or 2 actually getting like an A. Like the late Philip J. Fry, like when he goes into the future, like that's actually one of the best episodes of the entire run.
Yeah, that would be like S tier.
Right, same as like Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, is that the future?
That's the finale.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
But then like this Hulu run, outside of that Prince and the Product episode, I don't think anything gets below a C.
So, well, okay. Before we jump into the meat and potatoes here, as far as would you recommend Futurama on Hulu?
To a like if you've never watched Futurama, I would say obviously start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Yeah.
If you have seen Futurama even passingly, I would say at least give it a try. I would definitely not recommend like episode 9 at all. Like if you're just like a passing, like, oh yeah, if it's on, I'll watch it type of a fan. The other episodes are probably still worth it.
Yeah.
There was nothing like outside of episode 9. There was nothing that like annoyed me to the point where I'm like, click, kid.
That's as best I can say. Is like you're not going to be if you were wowed by classic Futurama, it's not going to wow you. You may feel some little feelings in your gut about seeing these characters again, and it's kind of neat that they got the voice actors all back.
Yeah.
You definitely can hear the age in Billy West.
Well, not so much with Farnsworth, but you do with Fry.
Fry specifically, he's a lot more grit. He almost sounds just like Lars.
Yeah.
Is his regular voice, and that was a voice he was doing.
Maybe it ruined him.
But I would recommend Futurama for any fan. But I would say go into it knowing you're not going to get, like, don't think that you're going to get like the classics.
Right. Yeah.
You'll get a nice few laughs here and there, and it's nice seeing the characters working again as the characters that we've grown to love. Leela still sounds great. I think.
Yeah, Katie Seagal. The only thing I will say about
John DiMaggio.
Leela does, I think, have a few like early episodes. They make her a little off, like in the Kif Amy episode.
She's really stupid for some reason.
And I think that was like the Hulu hand of them, like, because Hulu apparently went into a big spiel when Futurama first got signed. We're like, oh, you won't have to have watched any of the prior episodes to understand the new Hulu episode.
But for that episode, you obviously had to know that other episode. So
I think they wanted to like go into exposition mode, and they didn't know of a better way to do it.
Than Fry saying, or Leela going, I was drunk, I don't remember any of that. It's like, that's not a very Leela thing to say.
No, right. And that, so like that kind of hurts like that episode a bit.
I mean, all the characters have like their own little moments of stupidity throughout the series, but that's like one of those, like, it felt really out of place for a character to say that. That was like a Fry thing to say.
Yeah. Like, especially because then they even do like they call up like a video footage, and in the video footage you can see Leela standing there watching things, and it's like, or Bender I think says something. He's like, oh, Bender's like, I don't remember. Like, well, first off, you're a droid, so you should probably remember it.
Yeah.
Second off,
and then he changed it like, actually, I just don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Like that would be a Bender thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it's fine. It's interesting that it's back. If another season comes out, I'll give it a go.
They have one more season.
Oh, renewed?
They did 2. They had signed for 2 seasons with Hulu.
Okay.
10 episodes each. So there's 10 more. The titles are already out there. I don't know them off the top of my head.
This season wasn't bad enough for me to go, I'm not going to watch the next season.
The next season, I'm hoping, because like by the end of this season, outside of that anthology episode, it seems like the writers kind of found their footing a lot more. Like they understood what they wanted to write.
Right.
So I'm hoping that season 2 will be like them probably like in full steam, but who knows?
Okay. Well, that's our take on Futurama.
Now it's time for an even better show.